Morning, VC Violent Community. Steve here again to record his second video of Vinyl Finds. This is my second attempt. The last one went on a little bit too long, so I thought I'd condense it a little bit, and probably you'll see a few shorter videos coming out from me. I've been quite busy on the old purchasing front. So without further ado, this video is going to be about purchases I've made from charity stores. Vegan. And well, start off, I brought a few singles. First one, Sugar Sugar by the Archies. Number one single, 1969. I believe it's probably a revenge of Don Kirshner a little bit. Rather put out by being dumped, unceremoniously dumped by the Monkees. He thought the only way he could get his own back and think, well, I'll create a band that they can't turn on me. And ultimately, it was a cartoon band. So hence why the Archies were formed. I have to say, this is just classic bubblegum pop of that era. It always brings a smile to my face when I hear it. And for £1, I can't go wrong there. Next single is John Barry, and it's the theme from The Persuaders. Now, The Persuaders was a television series, early 70s, starring Tony Curtis and Roger Moore. It was a big production by ATV. It only really ran for one series, I believe, because it was so expensive and it never took off in America. However, probably the best part of it was they commissioned John Barry to record the theme tune, and it's, in my view, the best theme tune to a television programme ever. I love it. I'm so glad I found this. I didn't expect to find it, so that makes it even more of a bonus. Again, to dwell in my past, another single I found. This is Christie, Yellow River. Number one in 1970. Jangly guitars. I think he's quite a lot. He was pop. The early 70s weren't a very great period for music, especially pop music. This is one of the standouts. I believe it also was a top 10 hit in America as well. Again, somewhat that when I hear it, always brings a smile to my face. And finding a copy, you've got something to hold on to your memories for. Next single up is David Essex, Oh What a Circus. I believe this is the opening track to Evita. David Essex starred in the original London production of the musical. He played Che Guevara, and it's quite a great tune. I think the tune is used for Don't Cry for Me Argentina. I've never actually seen the musical or seen the film with Madonna, so I can't really judge what it's like. I only know about 3 songs from the soundtrack. This song, Don't Cry for Me Argentina, and I think Another Suitcase, Another Haul. So I really have to check that out one day. I'm sure it's one of those albums that you'll find in charity shops. So if I do, and it's at a good price, I'll buy that. A single on Apple, that's not the Beatles. This is by Mary Hopkin. Those were the days. Now, Mary Hopkin, she'd won a talent show in the late 60s called Opportunity Knocks, and it was basically a talent show where amateurs could appear on television for the first time. I think you didn't even need to have any stage experience as such. The only rule was you never had been on television. And you were judged by 2 ways. First, the studio audience, and the loudness of their applause was measured on a device called the clapometer. So if you won that, you stood a good chance of winning the postal vote, which the members of the public would vote on. And Mary Hopkin won, because she was a bit of a folk singer. But one of the people that were watching it was Paul McCartney, and hence she ended up being signed to Apple. He produced the record. The sound of the song was number 1 single. It's very Eastern European folky type sound, really evocative. I think it's a great record. So again, so glad to get it. The final single I purchased in this batch was "See My Baby Jive" by Wizard. What I've seen people mention about Move, Roy Wood. Well, Wizard was the band he formed after he left Electric Light Orchestra. Basically, he and Jeff Lynne didn't see eye to eye on the direction the band was going, and Roy decided, well, you know what, I'll take my ball elsewhere. Formed Wizard. Wizard was very much a pop band, didn't really take itself seriously, but produced some stonking pop singles in the 70s. Sort of used their glam thing to sell up their image. Great record. It's got everything. The production was great. I think Roy Wood is one of the great producers. He's very underrated. I think it's something that's worth checking out if you've never heard Wizard, because they'll bring a smile to your face if nothing else. Moving on to the albums now. First album we brought in the charity, this was St Giles Hospice, was Boomtown Rats, Mondo Bongo. Now, fourth album by Boomtown Rats. They just signed their major deal with Mercury. So the album's not as good as the other three, but it does contain Banana Republic, an absolute stinging critique by Bob Geldof of the Irish Republic at the time, how he thought it, how backwards and how corrupt it was. Bob Geldof's never been afraid to say how it is, whether you agree with him or not. I think, if it does, it was controversial at the time, especially in Ireland, maybe because it told a few truths that nobody wanted to hear, and when you get that, well, it is uncomfortable listening. But it's a great song. If you haven't heard it, it's definitely worth checking out. Mondo Bongo. A staple of all charity shops in the UK. The very best of Leo Sayer. Got this for £1. It was in good nick. I thought I'd take the plunge and might as well buy it. I'm not particularly a fan of his drippy stuff towards the late 80s, late 70s, sorry, When I Need You and the like. What I am a fan of is when he was writing songs and telling stories. My favourite songs on this album are Long Tall Glasses and Moonlighting. Moonlighting is a really great song. It's got a great storyline to it. And it's a shame that he never carried on in that vein. But hey, artistic muse or record sales, difficult choice, and I think the record company sort of lent on him a little bit to go with more commercial sound, so to speak. But still good album, all the same. Always worth having. In my last video, I mentioned I purchased a rather beat up copy of Jive Blues by Elvis Presley, and I wasn't sure how I was going to if I was going to like it or not. And actually, I surprised myself. I enjoyed it, and so much so, in the same charity store, I found a copy of this. Elvis is Back, originally from 1960. It's not an original copy, it's reprinted from 1970. It's got the orange RCA label on it. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with a bit of Elvis. After all, maybe I never quite got Elvis when he was alive. So, be pleasantly surprised. A few more of these albums. Enjoyed this one so much that my final show for this video was Blue Hawaii. Now, I remember watching this. Elvis films were always on the television, particularly the late 70s and early 80s. They were always a staple of something. If you fill a gap on the schedule, put shove an Elvis movie or a Laurel Hardy short on. Again, enjoyed listening to it. And it's not, back records are not in bad nick. They're like reprints. Again, this is not an original copy. It's a reissue from 1970. So that's the first of my videos I'm going to be doing over the next few days. Thank you for those people who viewed my last video, and those who've subscribed and left comments. I do appreciate it. I don't feel like I'm talking to myself. Well, I am actually, but you know what I mean. So again, if you like, you click like, press subscribe, leave comments. I'll gladly reply to all comments made. And you guys just keep making your videos because I enjoy watching them. It's a sort of late night staple of television. There's not much on the television in the UK at the moment when there's no football on. So until next time, keep listening to good music, keep smiling, take care.